Alright guys, so I'm going to be showing you a $500 PC build that can run pretty much any game you can think of over 60 FPS except for like Assassin's Creed, stuff like that. But all your Fortnite, everything, Overwatch, games like that, at least 100 frames, and then games like Fallout, stuff like that, I would say around 60. This build includes everything and a case, just not the mouse, the keyboard, the monitor. That stuff's very expensive, and we're just going to be talking about the build today. Alright, so I'm not going to waste your guys' time. I'm going to keep this quick, and I'm going to show you benchmarks at the end. So let's just go over the parts really fast and get this over with. Alright, for the CPU, we're going to go with the Ryzen 3 1200. It's not the best CPU that you can get, but it's a very good one. It's only $60, so you're not going to be spending around $100, but this CPU probably needs to be upgraded. It definitely does if you want to do more CPU intensive things and run games better, but this CPU is fine and you can overclock it. For the motherboard, we got the MSI B450 Tomahawk ATX AM4 motherboard. It's a great motherboard and you can pretty much use any chip with it. For the RAM, we're going to be going with the Corsair Vengeance LPX 8GB 2x4, so you can get the dual channel in there. 8's fine for gaming. I mean, it's not bad. The only problem is it's 2400 megahertz instead of 3000 or 3200, stuff like that, but it's not going to kill you. Storage, we got 1TB of hard drive, but you could get an SSD for like an extra 20 bucks. You can get a 250GB one for like $20 on there, so if you want to bump that price up, you can, but we're just going to stick with the budget stuff first. So my last video, I talked about the graphics card, the RX 570 versus the GTX 1050 Ti, and I think for this, it's perfectly fine to get an RX 570. It performs super well, and the power supply can easily take it. For the power supply, we have an EVGA Supernova G3 550 watt power supply. It's really good. It's gold rated. It's pretty much future proof, but I mean, you're probably going to want to get like at least 600 something if you want a future proof power supply, but this power supply is perfectly fine for the build that we're doing. For the case, we have the Corsair 200R ATX mid-tower case. I personally have this case. It's just mine has a glass panel on it. I don't know, but this one that I have on the list that I'm going to put in the description does not have a glass panel, but that is not a huge problem. I'm pretty sure you can get the same price for a glass panel one if you could find it somewhere. But that's pretty much the build, guys. Let's get straight into the benchmarks, see how it goes. Once again, these are not my benchmarks because I do not have this build, but if this channel keeps growing and growing, I can probably start paying for these builds and then maybe giving them away to you guys. So I'm going to show you guys some benchmarks. Let's get into it. Hey guys, so I forgot to add that this will come in at around $516 after mail and rebates. Check the description. I have the whole entire list there, but sorry, I just had to throw this in real quick. Alright, now on to the benchmarks. Alright, so I'm going to leave this guy's channel in the description. Thank you, whoever made this. I will leave something in the description for your channel's people to go and subscribe. So as you can tell by the frame rate, these are what the pros are using. These settings right here, you're looking at around 160 FPS. So if you get a 144 Hz monitor with this, you should be completely fine. It plays any title that you can really think of over 60 FPS. It can play any competitive game like Overwatch, Fortnite, like I said, over 100 FPS. So it's a great build to get started and upgrade later in the future. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you sub, and thank you for all the support on the last video. It means a lot. Peace out, guys.